Hello and welcome. We're back with another episode of Science HD. That was the theme song. That was what I came up with one night on an iPad, and that was it. So that's what we're getting, and it's perfect because I actually like it. I actually kind of like it, low key. I don't know if it worked, so let me know how it sounded. And if it sounded like crap, then I could play it again. And hopefully me pressing replay somehow fixes it. But anyways, welcome back to Science HD episode 5. I got a special thing for you guys since it's episode 5. You guys made it through, 5 weeks? Although this thing has existed for 6. We were not there for last week. And we are missing Rose. We are missing Rose today because she needs some time off from work and just busyness, busy life. So give her a break. Don't want to exhaust. You need breaks. So I got this solo. Don't worry. I got this solo. So anyways, welcome. I'm so glad everyone's here. We have the it's a shorter episode. It's not going to be an hour and 20 minutes like usual. That's usually where we go, or how long we go. I can do an open discussion at the end, but I don't actually know how long this episode is going to be. So stick around. Probably won't last that long. And yeah, this is the short, but the animal special. So 90% of what I'm about to tell you guys on here is animal related on some level. Except for one thing. There's one thing that I wasn't animal related, but I wanted to share it because it's still related to the category it's in, if that makes sense. So, Asher, when you said busted, I thought you meant busted in like a bad way. So that's why I was like, if it sounded bad, let me know. The most proud thing I am of that theme song is the bass line. And that bass line I'm super proud of because I just started making it on the iPad. It was pretty cool. I wish I had an actual bass guitar. That's one thing I need to get soon. Not soon, but one day. But first I need to just play regular. I'm getting off topic. So anyways, shall we get started? Blue Nix, welcome. This is your first time tuning in to Science HD. Questionable Kelp, welcome back. Asher. And yeah, we gotta get you on here sometime. But I'd like to do it in person too. Get you on here in person, that would be cool. So, sorry I couldn't throw you on this week. It's been chaotic, not just for Rose, but for me too. Like, it's been chaos. So, anyways, actually, let's get started, man. Let's start it. Here's my first segment. Emoji snake. So, this is something that was brought to my attention recently that I thought would be cool. Would be cool to share to everyone. I was like, so I don't know. What I want from this show is just like science related things, or just science straight up like shown or whatever. Just Science HD, but like stuff you didn't know, and it might be obvious and simple to get. Stuff you didn't know, or complex things made simple, or just like, yeah. So this is one of those things that I didn't even know existed until 4 days ago. It's called an emoji snake, is what I'm going to call it, at least. And here we go. Let's start with the ball python. A ball python. If you don't know what a ball python is, it is a snake that gets about 3 feet long. It's non-venomous. It does not have any fangs. It has teeth that are, I don't remember what the teeth are like, but I think they're more scattered, and they're not fangs. And they're ambush predators still. They still constrict, and they're really cool because they're super nice, aka docile. and that makes them a popular pet. So if you have one of those people that are snake people, they probably have had or have a ball python as either one of their first snakes, or they still have it because they live about 30 years. So honestly, if I were to get a snake, it would be a ball python because they're cool. I feel like they can't kill me. I almost feel like I'd be able to just like rip it off me if it was still constricting. Of course, probably couldn't, but when in doubt, just grab a pencil and stab it or something. I don't know. That's what I think of when I'm thinking of a snake constricting my neck. But anyways, these guys are from Africa. They are nocturnal. I think it might be the females. There's a different behavior between the males and the females. I think the females hang out in the trees more, and the males hang out on the ground more. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why, but yeah, snakes. I'm not a big fan of snakes, first of all. I don't know how many people are big fans of snakes, but here's something cool with these guys. They have what hobbyists, so people that are the weird snake people, call morphs. So a morph is just like a different variation of the same species of snake, just a different color. So there's over 18 morphs. I'll list them. We have albino, caramel albino, pastel, spider, champagne, cinnamon, fire, Mojave, ghost, yellow belly, lesser platinum / butter, pinstripe, clown, scaleless. That one should be interesting. Banana / coral, glow, and then black pastel. And then last but not least, I didn't mean to say and then, pics or morphs don't exist. Oh, well, I'm not going to show you pics of all 18. I'm going to show you my last one that in particular. Piebald morph. I don't know why. It's the weirdest name. They all kind of sound like names for like a freaking like strain of weed or something. But yeah, let's smoke the lesser platinum butter. Yeah, that to me, that's what I think of. But the piebalds are the one in particular. This is what a piebald morph looks like. It's pic. You can at least believe one, Asher. This is a piebald ball python, and before I get into it, the reason why they call them a ball python is because their defense mechanism. Not that I feel like this defense mechanism isn't that cool, but it's rolling up into a ball. No more BS jokes in the chat, please. I'm just kidding. Actually, no, I'm not. So these guys, it looks to the most piebalds just have a white body with patches of what seems to be like regular ball python wild type pattern. And how morphs even work is just recessive traits. So they'll breed morphs with the same morph to get that morph, and it's a recessive trait. So if you breed two morphs of the same recessive trait, it's going to have that morph on their baby. So that's easy genetics to understand. And that's how albinism works, I'm pretty sure, because that's another morph on here. And then you just mix and match, and humans figure out how to do certain things, and you just mess around with it until you perfect it. And then guess what happens with this morph? You get chance. Chance comes into play. Luck. And you get a freaking emoji on your snake naturally. I guess, I mean, it's not naturally, but it's not like you genetically it's not like you went to a computer, messed with this snake's genetics, and typed in a smiley face and it came out like that in an egg or something. No, you just keep breeding snakes that look like they're about to form into this with that same snake, and you just keep messing around with it. So yes, there's a better, I saw this on TikTok for the first time. I was like, what? That can't be real. I look up piebald snakes and ball python, piebald morph, and yeah, it's basically you just get lucky. You get lucky, and you mess around with ball python, and that's an emoji snake. The more you freaking know. So I thought it was really cool. what's not cool, I guess, is taking them out of wildlife and keeping them as pets. Population is declining, but humans. That's the only uncool part about this. Other than that, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like dogs. That's how dogs breeds are a thing. Like dogs, you ever wonder why certain animals that look like each other can't make babies together? Yet dog, like a Chihuahua and a Great Dane, can make a baby or something like that. It's because they're both dogs, but they're different breeds. It's kind of like morphs in a way. It's not the same, but I don't know. If they didn't want to be pets, why did they evolve a smiley face? Because humans forced them to. That's why. Okay. Next segment. We're moving quick. We on the move. Okay. Fun Fact Friday on a Tuesday, because it's Tuesday. And I wish it was Wednesday, to be honest. Before I get into that, I want to know if I missed anything with the ball python. I don't think I did. They're pretty cool. Yeah, ball python, man. Okay, so this one's cool. These guys, I'm pretty sure we're all aware. I'm pretty sure we're all aware. Who doesn't know what this is? Is this a elephant without a trunk? Is this... Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I've been talking to kids all day. This is a hippopotamus, and I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of their life cycles or what they do. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people aren't aware of hippos in a way. I hate snakes. The ball python smiley was cool though. I hate snakes too, but I still have to hold one every week. Yeah. So the reason why I want to talk about the ball python is because I saw it on TikTok, and I also work with one at my job. And I actually like presenting that one the most because it scares the guests the most. And then I say to the guests, yo, I'm afraid of snakes too. So you don't have to be afraid. And then the snake starts constricting my wrist, and then I start sweating. And then the guests look at me like, oh, he's not afraid though. He just told us he's not afraid, so we're not going to worry. And then I'm worrying because the snake's constricting my wrist. And I don't like snakes, and I haven't dealt with snakes all the time. So I might be, yeah. Anyways, it's near and dear is what I'm trying to say. But this hippo, that's not a snake. Yeah, next time I'll just chuck the snake at a kid. Let it freak out on a kid. Hippos. I feel like a lot of people are like me, where they're just like, yeah, hippos are cool. I know that they're aggressive, and I know that they don't swim. They just run underwater, and that's about it. I know they're fast at it, and they like to crush watermelons with their jaws. Like, that's about as much as I knew about a hippo until a couple months ago. And I want to share that with y'all because it's cool. So hippos don't eat watermelon like that unless they're in captivity, but they have huge ass teeth. I wish I had a picture of their huge teeth, but the teeth are not made for, just like these boots weren't made for walking, these teeth are not made for eating. They're literally used for fighting other hippos, a lot like walruses, where their teeth are mainly used for combat. It's like a sword, double-edged sword. But these guys have teeth that stick out like this. Like, imagine the mouth, and these are teeth. They're coming out of the bottom of the mouth like this. And those teeth are used to gouge and into other hippos. And yeah, so they don't actually use that for food, or if they do, it's not primarily used for food. And they're in water all day, and they barely eat while they're in the water. And I did not know this. Of course, you probably knew this, like that they're in the water all day, but they don't eat that much when they're in the water. And so, oh, by the way, Rose is in chat. Rose is in chat though, so say what's up to Rose if you want. So anyways, I don't know if she wanted me to expose her like that, but she's in chat. Anyways, back to it. Hippos, they stay in water all day because their skin, if it's in the sun all day and the heat, in the African heat, it's just going to dry out. So you got to stay wet, and they don't have lotion. They didn't invent that yet. So they're in the water, and then when sun comes down, that's when it's like wolves or werewolves. They turn into a different animal. They turn into humans, and they go on land. No, minus the turning into humans part, they do go on land, and they start eating vegetation. So they eat as much as they can, really, and they eat all night. They basically stay up all night and stuff their bellies full. And their bellies make for their huge stomachs, like, not their bellies, let me go more specific. Huge stomachs take up the majority of their organ cavity. And so that's so they can not eat all day, because you don't see them eat all day. Because if they did, they would dry up and it would hurt them. So they come out at night when the sun's gone, and you might, I don't know, think if you're at night and you're around a lake or whatever, you would probably be able to see some hippos outside the water. Of course, they would get outside the water during the day too. It's not like they never get out, but they always are around water so they don't become sunburnt or kill their skin, their thick skin. Also, they have this really interesting, they have two interesting things about them that I really want to share, because I learned one of these this week. They have these enzyme cell things that look like blood when their skin is pierced, but it's not blood. It's like these cells that are self-healing. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's like a natural antiseptic or something like that. I don't know. That one I wasn't prepared to share, but the other piece of information I was. Let me finish my story about these guys, and then I'll get to it. So they're out all night. They're not sleeping. They sleep right before the sun rises, and then once the sun rises, they go back into the water. They do their thing. Now, it's not rare for these things to sleep in the water. In fact, what I learned this week was these dudes, hippos, have this sense/capability. I don't know. They just adapted this ability to sleep in the water, and then they could sleep on the bottom. And then this is a hippo sleeping and bobbing up for air and not waking up. And then it goes back down to sleep. And it doesn't wake up once, and it gets air. So I thought that was cool. And I thought that was crazy, because it literally doesn't wake up. You would think it like opens its eyes, gets air, goes back down, because I think it could stay under water for a couple hours. But for some reason, it has this like ability in its subconscious somewhere to continue sleeping, yet push up and wait till its nose touches the air and then inhale the air. So I don't know. It's crazy. So I just think brains, I wish I was smarter to be a neurologist or something, because brains are crazy amazing. Like, that's pure brain function, man. Like, the hippo, I don't even think is controlling that, because there's a lot of things we do that we don't control. Like breathing, I guess, is a good example. For the most part, we can control it, but I mean, like, you're not thinking about it. And then, what's another one? What is another thing you can't control that's like subconsciously? I guess just signals being sent to move fingers and at literally anything on your body to move muscles. What's another thing? I feel like I should know. Can't think of anything, but I do have another example of something that's cool, because I think brains are extraordinary. And my favorite example is called phantom pains. You all know what phantom pain is? Blinking. Yeah, blinking is a good one. Yeah, I don't think about that. It like takes up no brain power for me consciously, and it's probably subconscious. thing. Like, I never know when I need to blink. It just happens. And it happens so fast that you don't think about it. That's crazy. Now I'm blinking. Hold on. Let me blink. I just want to, like... Am I thinking about blinking? Do you ever think about blinking? When was the last time you thought about blinking? You don't think about it until you're doing it fast. And you only think about it because it's blocking your vision more often, and you notice that. Dude, I'm getting messed up. Okay. So phantom pains. Basically, if you never heard of this before... Oh, this has nothing to do with hippos, by the way. If you've never heard of phantom pains before, it's typically when you get your leg chopped off. Also, your nose takes up like a third of your vision, but your brain just edits that out. Yeah, I've heard that before, actually. Sorry, it was just me looking at this. Like, I'm trying to stare at my nose, and I could definitely see that on both sides. Yeah. There's like this gap right here, and you can't see anything through it, I'm pretty sure. Or like right here. Something about like the central vision right here, where your brain just like adjusts to it naturally. It's weird. I don't even know how we thought of that. But anyways, phantom pains. Look that one up, because I don't know. Phantom pains. How many times can I say phantom pains? This is when typically your like leg, arm chopped off and like amputated, for lack of a better term, or not even lack of a better term. I said chopped off, I meant amputated, same thing. So I get my leg taken off by the doctor, hopefully, and I go home. Phantom pains is that sensation of still feeling like I have that rest of my leg there, even though I don't. And so that's what this diagram is kind of showing. I don't know. This is the best like picture for it I have. It's not like a legit diagram, but it's just a picture for it. So let's say you got that lower thigh chopped off. You're still going to feel like you have that entire rest of the leg, or at least this weird sensation of it. Which is crazy because this is pure just brain mess. This is just brain mess. And that's the best way I could describe it, because apparently experts believe it's just a mixing up of signals in your nervous system between the spinal cord and the brain. And I can get down with that jam. I mean, scientists are always debating, but I feel like that could be right. I would like to look more into it to see like more hypotheses of what phantom pains really are, because I feel like it's almost relatively new as well, because how long have we been amputating successfully? Probably since Civil War, but you know what I mean? That's kind of new, and we probably haven't been studying it since within the last 100 years, to be honest. I don't know though. That's a probably. But anyways, this is crazy. I knew about this for a while, but I never thought to ask, why does that happen? And that's what science is all about. And this isn't animal. This is still part of the animal special, because that's a human. But anyways, trust me, I'll tell you when I get off topic. This is like the second most off topic thing for an animal special. But if you're really looking forward to that. The next topic is really off topic for the animal special. So yeah, phantom pains, crazy. When is human? Yeah, we need a update. We need to update a software update so we can get rid of phantom pains. It's just a glitch in the system. And so yeah. Do you guys know about egg theory? What y'all know about egg theory? Asher, do you know about egg theory? It's not science, but like egg theory. I need to read it off because I feel like that'd be cool. Egg theory. Do you want me to read it off real quick? Intermission. Hold on. Intermission. Intermission. We are, what is it called? Digressing? Let me read the actual thing to you, because if I... Okay, so this is egg theory in a nutshell. Not science. This is not Science HD. This is just fun, digress, random stuff. Egg theory is the theory the entire universe was created as an egg for the main character, all of humanity. And once you have lived every human life ever, you will be born as a god. And every time you victimize someone, you are victimizing yourself. Because that's what the reason God created the universe was, for the main character, you, to understand the point. Every time you victimize someone, you victimize yourself. So apparently the universe is an egg. It's just like a fun theory. I don't know. I was like, whoa, this is weird. I don't know how people think of this. How stoned do you have to be? Yeah, so it makes sense, but it's weird. Anyways, that's a good intermission. Let me get some water. Hope y'all don't mind. Okay. Now I'm going to debunk some things. Because I want to bring it to attention, because I watched all these movies when I was a kid / 2 days ago. And yeah, let's please just debunk this. This is going to be a very short stream. And I feel bad because Gas and Burn's always here. And I'm going to be gone before Gas and Burn gets here. Movie time, baby. Well, yeah, movie time. It's movie time because there's no more phantom pain things. Like I said, spinal cord, brain, missignaling, and somehow it gives you the sensation of phantom pains. I feel like there's some things that just can't be answered, and I have a feeling that this is one of them, and that's the best guess right now. Movie time. So yeah, let's debunk some movies. I love doing this. It's never gonna stop, and it's awesome because it's fun. And I'm trying to think of, yeah. Anyways, so this is not what you think it is unless you watch the movie Sky High. Sky High, I'll just take you through it, is a movie that you need to watch right now if you haven't watched it, especially if you are Gen Z or below, even a millennial. Even if you're a millennial, I think you would enjoy it. But I don't remember what year this was made. But I was young. I was real young. I was probably like 6, 7, 8, or 9. One of those. And then I watched this and I'm like, okay, this is cool. So basically, the plot is this kid named something. I don't even remember his name. Please enlighten me if you remember his name. His dad's like this famous superhero. This is all live action, by the way. His dad's famous superhero. This is his mom's famous superhero with him, and so he's like, all right, I gotta discover my powers. And then there's this high school. His name is Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein goes to this high school, and then it's full of people with superpowers, and he's just basically discovering his power. That's the whole plot of it. Anyways, the school is floating in the sky. Like, this is not a flat Earth thing or anything. This is their high school, and the bus flies up there every day. So all the superhero kids are up there going to school. Anyways, by near the end of the movie, yeah, I know it's not Albert Einstein, dude. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look up Sky High cast. Cast works. Will Stronghold. That's his name. Will Stronghold. And his dad is Steve Stronghold. And then his mom's Josie Stronghold. But they're just the Strongholds, and they're both superheroes. And so the plot of the movie is just him discovering himself and his powers. I guess that's the moral of the story. Good movie. But school goes under some crap, and there's a villain, and it's really fun. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a villain, and eventually the school starts collapsing. and like it starts falling. Now, here's where we're bringing the science. I know there is plenty of stuff wrong, or not, I guess, yes, wrong, but fiction about this. But they really need to understand the basic physics on this one. This is my only non-animal thing because I don't know. I just thought I needed it. It has to do with movie debunking. So this school starts falling. So what should happen to the people all inside the school? If it's falling at a rate or whatever, it's just falling really fast. I won't wait for an answer because I'll just give it to you. This school should experience zero gravity. Everything inside of the school should experience zero gravity for at least a portion of the time of the fall. And it doesn't. They're just like, it's like an earthquake. It looks like an earthquake on the movie. Like everything just starts shaking. And then I think they're probably still running around and doing stuff. And I honestly think it would probably make the movie cooler if it was a zero gravity environment within there temporarily. It would teach kids about falling, like the gravity, it's just falling and then you being floating, whatever, you know what I mean? And it would just be cooler because everyone would be able to just fly, I guess, without it being their superpower. And it would just add chaos, but instead they did not know that they could do that probably and went with, let's just shake the entire school. So Sky High, make a second one, let something fall, and do better. That's my thing with Sky High. Now, if you don't believe me, here's some proof, I guess. Also, if you do believe me, here's something you might have not known. There's a plane on this planet that is commercializing. They're selling tickets to get on this plane, and you wear the suit, not like a astronaut suit, but you wear this like suit or whatever, and then you put on whatever shoes, and then you get on this plane, you strap in, and then the plane goes up, and then the plane goes straight down, and it goes up so it can go straight down. It goes up really high so it can go like straight down, and when it goes straight down, you will experience zero gravity. And they are selling it to, I think, the general public, but it's super expensive. So of course the general public is not going on this. But I think I've seen a video of Usain Bolt doing it and racing someone. You get like a couple minutes, if not less than a minute, of zero gravity, and then you got to hold on to something as they are pulling it back up. And they're like, okay, we gotta, not kill ourselves. But so they do have this plane, and it's kind of cool. And Rose has done it in a prop plane, and I could see you doing that, because if you could do it in that thing, you could probably do it in any type of plane. I've never experienced any gravity stuff like that. So if you want to see zero G's for yourself, put a pen in a water bottle and drop it. Boom, pen seems to be pulling zero G's. Okay, I can do that. I mean, I won't do it on the show, but I'll do it to myself. I'll do it for myself later. I've flown an airplane to experience zero G's and 2 G's by doing circles on the side. Freaking cool. Rose, that is cool. That's the same effect. Plane is water bottle, human is the pen. Yeah. And water is water. That's what it is. Oh, wait. Do you even need water in it? Or no? I'm assuming there's no water in it. So anyways, that is Sky High. Screw you, Sky High, for getting it wrong. I'm just kidding. It's still a great movie. You wouldn't even notice the difference. Now you can't unsee it. Welcome to my world. We're going to talk about Finding Nemo next. I've already debunked Finding Nemo with sexual hermaphroditism and how Marlin should have been a girl, at least, maybe not in this movie, but at least in Finding Dory, he should have been a girl by then. If they weren't going to do it in this movie. I don't know how much time has passed in here, but I don't think it takes just a day or two to switch from male to female, but I'll get it. To debrief that, clownfish, if you are the most dominant fish in your, whatever they call a group of clownfish, let's just say group, then you will become a female no matter what sex you are. And so if you are the most dominant male, you are beta to the alpha female, because the alpha female is bigger and the male is smaller, and then they give birth, the alpha female, and that beta clownfish is the male, and so, or the alpha male, but whatever, they're still smaller. Regardless, Marlin should have been a female at some point in either this movie or Finding Dory. Now, that wasn't where I was going to go with this. I was going to talk about that humpback whale behind them. And no, those are not barnacles on them. Those are calcites or something like that. I think it's called calcite. Well, that's just calcium. And that bristle stuff in its mouth is baleen. It's a baleen whale. And then there's two different types of whales, baleen and then toothed whales. Toothed whales have teeth, obviously. That'd be like a sperm whale. And then baleen whale is like a humpback whale. Now, killer whales are not whales. Ooh. Killer whales are dolphins. They're way more closely related to dolphins than a whale. They call them whales because they're so freaking big. And, yeah, welcome, DC. I think it's your first time tuning in to Science HD, a circus of clownfish. This is your first time. I'm about to debunk this crap for the second time. Thank you for the sub. I don't know why it didn't pop up, but I appreciate you. I like that. Thank you. Anyways, let me get to the debunking. If you have watched this movie or are a fan of this movie, I can already hear Rose telling me what happens next in this scene is they get eaten by this whale because Dory's making whale noises. I actually need to rewatch this movie because it's been so long. But anyways, they get eaten by this whale. First of all, this whale would not eat them for food. But let's just pretend it would. I'm pretty sure they just eat krill. But let's say I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong, maybe. And let's just say they do. So they're in this mouth of the whale, and they do some things. They make the whale want to puke or something. And I know you love Finding Nemo. That's why I can hear it in my head. Also, 9 months from DC. I did not know it was 9 months. Damn, dude. We could have had a baby. Since you subbed, bro. Anyways. They get eaten by this whale. And then they get spewed out of the blowhole. Now, naturally, if I drink this water and I laugh really hard, you would think it comes out of my nose. And that blowhole is similar to a nose in a whale. But what the people of Finding Nemo didn't do, which I'm pretty sure they studied marine biology, at least on a basic level. I guess this is a little deeper than basic. The blowhole is the respiratory system. It is not connected to the digestive system. The mouth is the digestive system and is not connected to the damn respiratory system. So there should be no way in living HE double, the triple times the square root of pi hockey sticks that these guys should have survived that. Welcome, Thirsty Sully. These guys should have died in that whale's mouth. If not, they should have escaped through the mouth. You can't go from the mouth. The mouth is not connected to the blowhole. I'll let you know that. The throat is not connected to the blowhole. The blowhole is a different section of the body and is not connected to the mouth. So why did Marlin and Dory somehow teleport into the respiratory system and get blown out? I don't know. They just don't know their stuff. I say HE doubles hockey sticks. My grandparents watch this show and they're going to get mad at me for saying hell and stuff like that. But anyways, it's impossible. And I'm talking about impossible. But yeah, that's the debunk for Finding Nemo Part 2. Because I've done it once. I could do it again. And I will. I probably will find something. Maybe Finding Dory did something stupid too. HE log of hockey sticks. Oh, I have not looked into it. What if a whale swallowed a human, even though they wouldn't? I like the way you use those. What is it called? Dashes there. But yeah. So interesting thing with killer whales and humpback whales is. Oh, well, just humpback whales. So humpback whales do this thing called bubble netting. And it's really awesome. And it's a way they get their food. And so what they do is they create a net of bubbles with by circling around a group of krill or fish, I think. I think they eat bigger fish. Some whale, I think it's a humpback whale, because the ridges on their bottom of their mouth look the same as the video I've seen, and I'm pretty sure it was a humpback whale. So anyways, they go around these organisms and they blow air out of their blowhole, which is not connected to their mouth, and they create bubbles that go up, and that does not, whatever organism's in there, I think it might be krill, does not want to go through the bubbles for some reason, so they stay in a circle of bubbles, and they keep staying, and then they rise up. They go up towards the top, and then all the humpback whales take turns, and then they breach the water a little bit with their mouth, and they scoop up krill. And that's just they work as a team. It's not just one humpback whale, it's 5 work as a team. One of them leads the krill and scares them up, and then the rest create a net of bubbles in a circle. And I'll have to show you after this. Someone remind me. I have to show you a video of that. Also, phrase of the day. I don't know if you caught it, Rose. I have bad handwriting. And I could hear your voice when I read that dash. It's funny. But anyways, moving on. Marlin and Dory should have perished. But moving on to our second to last segment. Oh, here it is. Here we go. That's what it looks like. That's what the blowhole looks like. It's lungs. That's how they breathe. Let's see. They don't breathe through their mouth. It's just not what they do. I know it might be hard to grasp, but it's just not what they do. So, here we go. Next segment. Jurassic World. I watched Jurassic World with U23 Power, aka Nathan, this past weekend. I'm just reading chat, sorry. And only enemies would let friends divide 0 by 0. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyways, sorry. I'm back in it. Focus. Jurassic World ScienceHD review. I watched it because I had no interest in watching Jurassic World. until I saw the original actors from Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park's a classic. Like, it's really good. And they somewhat get their dinosaurs mostly correct. But they're still missing some things. So let me debunk that real quick. And then I'll give you my honest opinion on Jurassic World, non-spoiler. I will not spoil it. Thank you, Nathan. When I'm on this screen, it doesn't do notifications, by the way. So thank you, DC, and thank you, Nathan, for all the bits today. I know you wanted an, oh, brother, this guy stinks, but joke's on you. It does not work on this screen. Anyways, back to it. Let me just say how I like the movie, and then I'll jump into what's wrong with Jurassic Park and World, because there's some things going on. It was kind of cheesy, but you can't go into Jurassic World thinking this was going to be a great movie. And that's exactly what's wrong if you're going in there like, all right, let me see a decent quality movie. Thank you, Nate, for the resub for 8 months. Thank you. I swear you had more months on DC. I guess not. Damn. But anyways, I went in there thinking this movie was going to suck and was going to just be meh. And it was a little bit better than that, to be honest. The beginning sucked. The last 3/4 of the movie were pretty good. So anyways, I'll stop boring you with the review. Here's what's wrong with the movie. There's a lot of bonding going on in the chat. Okay. So anyways, let's just talk about a velociraptor real quick. Velociraptors are huge in Jurassic World and Park. They're like, what, 6, 7, 8 feet tall at least, and no feathers. I don't know about the coloration, because coloration is really hard to determine from fossils, but that's up in the air, and that's fine. Feathers are kind of up in the air with velociraptors, but it's pretty much agreed that they have feathers, because Archaeopteryx is closely related, and it's thought to be the first bird, but it is a dinosaur. And so this is a velociraptor, and they kind of actually do throw this in. But yeah, we could talk about dinosaurs another day too, and we'll get Quentin on here. But dinosaurs, it's a little bit argued that velociraptors have feathers, and they actually did kind of show a velociraptor with feathers, but the main velociraptor doesn't have feathers. So why are both of them existing? It's kind of weird. Maybe you can blame it on, like, well, we edited the genes and yada yada yada, which you definitely can't do this in real life. I don't know if anyone knew that. You definitely can't do this in real life because the genes are just too old and stuff like that. You just can't take some. Anyways, Jurassic Park can't exist, but they should have nailed, if it could, they should have nailed this better, because I think this is what it would look like with feathers. And also, big thing, velociraptors are like almost the size of chickens. They're like 3 feet. They're way closer in height to a chicken than they are in those movies. They're like 3 feet. So like those small ones you see, those small dinosaurs I forgot the name of, that's more so what a velociraptor would look like in real life. So had to get that out there, man. Had to get that out there because I didn't learn that till recently. I always thought it was like accurate size, but no, velociraptors are small, which kind of makes them less scary because I feel like it would like just hit my arm rather than just hit my neck if it came at me. But it would still be crazy because you see those claws shaped like that, they just slash you with that and you're done. So what's the next? Yeah, what I liked about this movie, I guess, was the fiction stuff. So that's not what a velociraptor should look like, but let's deal with it. And yeah, it's like a wolf. It's like the size of a wolf. So like a bigger dog. That's what a velociraptor should be. Man, I'm so mad. I'm just so mad. But anyways, I'm not going to spoil it, but they claim that this... They bothered me because they claim that this velociraptor right here, the main one, Blue, I think its name is, had a baby without a mate. And I guess that's the only spoiler I'm going to give because it's not obvious in the trailer, but I'm going to let you know that there was no mate. And it just makes it even worse for me because there's other I just don't understand this movie because there's other... I know they answered it with... They answered it. I'm not going to read the chat because just in case anyone's watching this later. They already answered why it reproduced. And that's why I'm okay with this. Now, let's talk about every other dinosaur they have. Unless they replaced all... okay, I'm just going to say it. They replaced monitor lizard with DNA with some genes in the velociraptor, which makes them reproduce asexually. Of course, this is fictional, so I'm not going to dive into that. But unless they did that for every single dinosaur, which they don't say, unless I missed it, you should not be able to have a population of dinosaurs spread across the entire world, because that's how this movie starts. Apparently, dinosaurs have reached every single continent and have caused deaths, and now we just live with dinosaurs. Like, that's just how human life is over the course of 4 years. Now, with how many animals they had in... This might be tough to follow along. But with how many animals they had in the house that released all these dinosaurs into the world, there shouldn't be a viable population of dinosaurs to exist after 4 years. You can do 10 years, you could do 20 years. Doesn't matter about the time, dude. They're inbreeding. If you have 2 dinosaurs, they're not going to be like... I feel like they might just die off. If not, they'll just be severely inbred. Because if you take 4 velociraptors and you clone them, even if they're all non-related and they all have different genes and they all mix and mingle, they're still going to be inbred, and the genetic pool, the gene pool, is going to be so small. It's going to be tiny, and they're not going to have enough genetic variation to create a viable population. And so I'm just throwing it out there that I think you would at least need 50. I think the number, like the genetic data analysis number, is 50 species, 50 organisms of the same species to reproduce a viable population. And then they say 500 to reduce genetic drift. Apparently it's the 500 rule with growth of a population. So that's the only thing that bothered me the whole entire movie. Like, literally, as I was watching, I actually liked the movie. So I like the movie. Not love, but I liked the movie. Ever since I saw the Chris Pratt meme of him just holding his hands up to a dinosaur where he's just like, hey, hey. And then the dinosaur comes up to him. And then he's doing it to a T-Rex. I'm like, the meme ruined it for me because I didn't notice it that much until I saw a TikTok saying Chris Pratt every trailer is just like holding up his hands, and I'm like, dude, that's so true. So it ruined that for me a little bit, and he does it a lot in this movie. I don't know what it is, but yeah, they all relocate to Alabama. What is that song? Sweet home Alabama. So anyways, Jurassic World is also poorly named. I forgot about this. Most dinosaurs didn't even exist in the Jurassic period. You have Jurassic, Cretaceous, Triassic, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that because I don't want to spread misinformation. Jurassic, Cretaceous. No. You have Jurassic. Okay, I'm just going to look up geological time. Yes, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. Cretaceous is last. Dinosaurs, most of dinosaurs existed in the Cretaceous period. So why are you naming? It's, I guess it sounds cooler. That's why. There, I answered it. So I need to rememorize my geological time scale. I used to have them all memorized, and I don't anymore. But yeah. So the Cenozoic era there comes next. But anyways, that's for another time. Geological time is fun. It should be named Cretaceous World, but that doesn't sound as cool, I guess. Regardless, we're on our last segment. Last one. We're back with the most repeated segment of all time for Science HD, the show. Before we get into it, I want to thank you all for attending. I think we've rounded off at the same amount of viewers every time, which is pretty good. I don't want to get lower and lower as we've rounded off at this. We had a pretty big turnout the first time, but gone out a little bit, which is fine. I like consistent people showing up. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in. I'm not signing off, I'm just thanking you. Have you heard that there's some research on bird migrating that they use small quantum effects to literally see magnetic field lines? I have not. The only thing I've heard something like that was this cool video I saw of them testing bats with like a swing and their echolocation, and they put them on a swing and they saw how they reacted with their echolocation on a swing and something else. It was like the combination of zoology and physics, and it was like a perfect mesh, and I need to rewatch it to see how it is. Maybe I can actually bring it next week because that was cool. That was really cool. But I'll look into that too because that sounds dope. Also, last thing about dinosaurs, because dinosaurs are cool. It's not just a velociraptor that could possibly have feathers. I've actually heard that scientists think a T-Rex could have feathers as well. So, of course, there's more than just two. A lot of dinosaurs might have had feathers. And it either might ruin it for you or make them better. Not saying they could fly. Evolution of feathers would be a cool thing to talk about in here too. Anyways, camo with the flage. I know everyone's been dying to see what's on here. So I'm gonna blow this up. There we go. All right. So now this is the hardest, I promise you, the hardest camo with the flage yet. I'm staring at it right now. There's an enzyme that is sensitive to the spin number of a particle, which means at certain orientations it produces more. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That I can't believe. I feel like that would have to be like super sensitive. That's crazy. If you're telling the truth, of course. I'm just kidding. Probably not lying. This one's the hardest one, so I'm going to give it some time. And you're probably not going to get it because it took me forever. And then I'll tell you where to look, I guess, too. So, yeah. This is... Apparently there's a leopard in here. So look for a big cat. And, yeah, I think just a leopard. I mean, African leopard. It looks like a jaguar, if that helps. It is right next to the brown dirt. And it actually is next to the branch. Now go cap. It is next to that branch. Above light rocks. If you're talking about the ones on the left, I'm going to have to say that one's wrong. But, okay, I think I've given plenty of time. This one's really weird, but here it is. Bam! Look at that. You see that crap, man? Boom. Boom. The second picture with the circle is slightly lower resolution, but when I uncircle it, you can look. Here, wait, I can use my laser pointer. I have a laser pointer. Woo! Okay, here. Here's a face right here. Yeah, the resolution on this one's pretty good. It's a face. I'm outlining the head. All right, here's its body. And that's a jaguar. And that's just in a pile of dirt, bro. That's not even like its normal. Turn off laser pointer. There we go. Okay. It's crazy. So that was Camel with the Flage. Because Camel, what the Flage? Here we go. That's a good spot for it. And that is science. That is Science HD. Science HD. This is the theme song, just in case anyone missed it. I'll play it on the outro too. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up a video of what was I gonna look. Oops, sorry. I watched Stranger Things the other day. That's what is I feel like is inspired the intro. I wanted to make it sound really 80s-y. So Dogman's a little bit older, that song. So I'm proud. I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. I literally heard no, like the best part about that is I didn't hear a song for it. It just was like awesome. It just came to me, man. I was like, let me just do this beat, and it came. All right, what was I gonna look up? Don't remember. But anyways, I wish I remembered, and I told you Gas and Burn is gonna be here. I was gonna look up something. It had to do something with. No. Hippos, maybe. Oh my gosh. I don't remember. Wow. That's crazy. Jeez. It was whales or the hippo stuff, yeah. Alright, I'm not gonna sit here and try to remember. So anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, Asher. Thank you, Blue Nix. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Durkar. For tuning in, and everyone else. I miss my sister, Alexis. He's gonna be disappointed. I could tell. Either he doesn't know what's going on, or he's gonna be disappointed he missed it, and saw that he missed it. So, shouts out to Gas and Burn, being a great Aussie. That was not a. Yeah, it was an accident. That was a fail. But thank you. I enjoy Science HD, and I hope you do too. And here's the outro, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all later, dog.